Thank you very much for this kind invitation. All members on the dais, my old friends, Gangan Ali Kod, Anil, Dr. Taslima Nasreen, and all the eminent people on the dais, and members of Kerala Yukthivadhi Sangham. I think I'll take this opportunity to speak a little bit about my association with Kerala Yukthivadhi Sangham. In 1976, I started the organization called as Dakshina Kannada Rationalist Association. It was not started because I wanted to start it. Abraham Kovur was going around India, and as a challenge to some fundamentalists in Dakshina Kannada, I said, I will bring him to Mangalore. Because these people said he is a fraud. These people said we'll expose him. So I said, we will bring him to Mangalore and you expose him. But how to bring him to Mangalore? I wrote to Indian Rationalist Association. They said we will not give programs to individuals, only to organizations. So we started Dakshina Kannada Rationalist Association in 1976. I was supposed to come to Kannur, meet Dr. Kovur, take him to Mangalore for his program. And when I came to Kannur, I came into physical contact with the first rationalist organization with whom I came into physical contact. With IRA, I had only been writing to them. And that organization was Kerala Yukthivadhi Sangham. I think Gangan Ali Kod remembers me from those days. And then I saw that there are rationalist organizations which go to the people, and based on that, we continued our movement. We grew. And again, all the three important figures which were inspiration to me in the moment, Dr. Abraham Kaur, Mr. B. Premanand, and U. Kalanathan are all associated with Kerala Yukthivadhi Sangham. When FIRA was first proposed, it was in the meeting of Kerala Yukthivadhi Sangham, the state level conference of Kerala Yukthivadhi Sangham at Palakkad. So FIRA was a proposal which comes from Kerala Yukthivadhi Sangham. In Punjab, at a general body of FIRA, two people proposed that I should become the president of FIRA. And these two people were B. Premanand and U. Kalanathan. So I owe a lot to Kerala Yukthivadhi Sangham as a support, as an inspiration, and as colleagues in the movement. So let me thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak to you again. This is not the first time I am coming to the Kerala Yukthivadhi Sangham State Conference. I have come many times. I don't even know how many times I have come. But once more I have come, so thank you very much. Now, Taslima was talking about how the religious fundamentalists attack people. And she was very right when she said they start with their own people. You saw the photos of Narendra Dabalkar, Gauri Lankesh, then Kalburgi and Pansare. There should have been little more space for my photo there. But luckily, I survived. This organization called as Sanatan Sanstha brainwashes their people into motivating them to finish off not Abdullah, not Joseph, but their own people. Narendra was born in a Hindu family. Gauri Lankesh was born in a Hindu family. Actually, Kalburgi was not a rationalist. He was a scholar. And this scholar had spoken about one of the major movements in Karnataka called as the Sharanu movement. And Pansare was a communist, of course. So, why did these people kill our own people? Because if somebody asks a question, if Joseph talks about superstitions, and statistically, 80% of the superstitions can be called as Hindu superstitions, right? You can tell him, talk about virgin birth, talk about how Jesus Christ converted water into wine. If Abdullah talks about it, you can tell him, show how Muhammad went on a donkey and went around the world. Right? But when your own people talk about it, people listen. So eliminate them first. What you said was very right. That is why they took up Narendra Dabalkar was talking for reforms. That's why they killed Gauri Lankesh. And, of course, I was on the hit list, and let me tell you how it came. When Gauri Lankesh was killed, I was on the hit list before her. She was killed on the 5th of September 2017. They tried to get me on the 10th of March 2017. But I escaped because I was quick. And then Gauri Lankesh calls me and tells me, be careful, yaar, why are you so careless? I told her, what about you? She said in Kannada, Adella namge agolrappa. That means, loosely translated, it won't happen to me. But 6 months later, on the 5th of September 2017, I am in Delhi and I get a call that Gauri Lankesh has been killed. The government of Karnataka had a special investigation team to investigate the murders of Gauri Lankesh. About 3,000 police were used for it, they said. I don't know exactly. I don't know whether it's true. But they came with a list of 20 people whom they wanted to eliminate. I was happy. My name was not there on the list. But sadly, that was a waiting list. There was a confirmed list with allotments also. And in that confirmed list, there were 4 people. Girish Karnad, K.S. Bhagwan, yours truly, and one Mat Swami. This was confirmed list. And in that, they had even noted who is to kill whom. The same man who had killed Gauri Lankesh was supposed to kill me. They followed me for 4 days when there was police protection. But luckily, that man was arrested, and so I am there in front of you today. Otherwise, I would have been in front of you there at the entrance. Anyway, that is not going to keep me away from being a rationalist. That is not going to keep me away from going to the people. Our idea is not to give speeches to ourselves. Our idea is to bring the younger generation into our way of thinking, into questioning, into critical thinking. That is why most of my time is spent going to schools, colleges, universities, talking to the younger generation. Like they said, Divyabutam Anavaranangal. That is not that. That Divyabutam is done to teach the children how something which appears as a Divyadvatam is actually science. Start asking questions. If Gomutra can cure 440 diseases, why does the head of the RSS, when he was ill, he was admitted to hospital? Ask questions. If Pushpaka Vimanam was great, why does Modi go in a 1,700 crore rupees costing Boeing? Why don't you build a Pushpaka Vimanam? Students should learn to question. The younger generation should learn to question. That critical thinking is removed from their minds by the education system, by the brainwashing of the WhatsApp University, Instagram College, Facebook High School. Our younger generation should be taught to ask questions. And this is what we are trying to do. How is the government helping us? Very, very much. Because in 2013, I had applied for a grant from the first time I applied for a government grant from the Ministry of Human Resource Development. I said I am going to create 2 activists in every district of the country who can educate people about these things. I got 2.5 crores. We started national level workshops. We started state level workshops. And in 2014, India got independence. You remember? We got independence not in 1947, but in 2014. When this government came. And afterwards, nothing is to be heard of my project. First time I applied for a government grant, and it was the last time also. Now with this government, we know very well that they are out to destroy scientific temper, they are out to destroy secularism. They want to make this a Hindu nation. In the south, we are a sort of island, standing against all this fundamentalism that's going on in the rest of the country. I am in Mangalore and I feel a bit safe because if I run 30 kilometers, I can enter Kerala and I can be safe. Whichever government that is there, doesn't matter. Because the people here are willing to stand up, people are willing to open their mouths, and people are willing to protect others who are willing to stand up to these powers. So that's why I feel very safe. Just take my car, drive 30 kilometers down the highway, cross over at Talapadi, and tell people, please protect me. Because in Karnataka, there are 2 Hindutva governments. Hindutva government 1, Hindutva government 2. Which is 1 and which is 2, we don't know. One is BJP, other is Congress. Even when Congress is in power, it is just like the other people in power. Because not very different. Because the police, the education department, the government servants are all infiltrated by these forces. Though the Chief Minister of Karnataka is good, he calls himself an atheist. But the rest, they are as good as or as bad as the others. He has had some programs which I am using now to educate the students. He has a program called as Navu Manujaru. That is, we are human beings. A great poet from Karnataka called as Kuvempu said this: leave the churches, mosques and temples. Come out and become human beings. So that theme is being supported by the Karnataka government, though not financially. We are trying to do it through our own finances. But you see what is happening in the northern cow belt. Yesterday I put a post. I ate beef roast at a hotel here. I put it on Facebook, saying that one chapati and beef roast. Immediately, people said, you are offending religious sentiments. I said, yeah. The largest exporter of beef in the world, I think one or two, is India. And which state in India produces the maximum amount of beef? You know? Kerala? No. Uttar Pradesh. Double engine government. That is exporting not jhatka beef, but labeled as halal beef. Think of the hypocrisy of these people. Think of what is happening in this country today. Think of how they are trying to get into places where they have no hold. So think of this and think of Mangalore, how Mangalore was 50 years back and how it is today. These people infiltrated Mangalore and made it laboratory of Hindutva in the south. They brought the first BJP government in the south, in Karnataka. Not directly, but through the back door. And even today, even when the Congress government is in power, they are ruling through the back door. So, all people of Kerala must think not to allow these people through the back door. Kerala and Tamil Nadu are two states which are left now, where secularism, rationalism is still stronger than communal forces. I do hope it will remain so, out of a vested interest. Not that I may live for long. I'm 75 running. But as long as I live, if there is an attack, I can take my car, drive down 30 kilometers and try and be safe. So I thank you very much for giving me this kind opportunity. I thank you all for listening to me. And I do hope rationalism will rule strong, remain strong, and grow stronger in this state of Kerala. So thank you very much.